Okay, welcome back. This is RPGMAKERVXACE.INFO's tutorials. Tutorial number 3, part 2. Some basic scripting. So in the first tutorial we showed you just how to install a script. What I've done for the second part of the video is I've gone and I've just taken my data file for my scripts from my other project and copied it right into this data folder. So now I have all 15 or so scripts installed. So I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, and then we're going to just go in game and see how many of them we can sort of demonstrate. So the core engine and the battle engine are all sort of part of the battle system. The ACE message system will let you put some dynamic commands, variables, value, actor's name, party member's name, your gold currency name. So it allows you to adjust certain variables that you may not know, and put them into the message. Like if, say, your player named their character, then you would use actor name 1 or 2 or whatever to say their name, because you can't write that if you don't know what it is. So it adds some dynamic options to the message system. There's probably a ton more that it does that I don't understand. Font, effects, there's just, and most of the scripts list all the options of variables near the top, so you can just scroll through that and it'll usually give you a place to adjust stuff. So the class system is something that allows you to, I think, like specialize as 2 classes, so you can learn both their skill sets. And I'm only using it because it's it's required for one of these scripts. So unfortunately I can't tell you too much about that. I've just got it disabled through a switch, I believe. Okay, so the party system, this allows you to adjust the max members in your party. So I've got it set to 5. The default is 4. You can set it, I believe, 10 or higher. And then you got the split experience option, to split the XP between the more members of the party, and also a rate at which reserve members of the party will get experience. So it allows you to adjust some variables, and the main reason I use it is it allows you to have more than 4 characters, and it also allows you some options in menu, I believe, as to like remove and add party members straight from the menu. So it's pretty useful. So the battle engine was one of the core mods we installed last time. This is Victory Aftermath, and what this does is it brings up a victory screen that outlines your experience gained, your items gained. You can have actor quotes that they'll comment on loot or how easy the fight was and whatnot. I'm just using the default ones, but you can adjust them with note tags and whatnot. So you can see here, you would put this note tag win quotes, and then you would put the quotes in here, and then you'd close the note tag with that, and that just goes right in the actor note tag in the database. A lot of these scripts use note tags in the items and the skills and actors to adjust various things. So like for instance this one, this is extra drops. So instead of just using the 3 default drop slots for a monster, you can just put a note tag right here. It says drop item number and then whatever percent, drop weapon number and then the percent. So you would just add these note tags to your monsters. So I've got a list of weapon numbers at 2%, and I'll have the entire tier 1 drop from a set of monsters at a low drop rate. So you have a chance to get sort of any item of that level. It allows you a lot more flexibility in your loot, so it's quite useful mod. And then this one is the equip engine. It adds item slots, so it takes a little bit of setup, but there's note tags that go in actors for starting equipment, in equipment to define what type of equipment it is. So basically this would be your main setup, the ID, main hand, shield, offhand, head, body, hands, feet, wrist, cloak. That wasn't the default, that's sort of what I set it up as. And then the base slots are set up here, and what I've done is I've removed 1, which is the shield, and I've replaced it with 2, which is offhand, and then I set the shields to equip in the offhand. And I had to do that because it was having some trouble with the items in the shield slot just randomly appearing in your inventory as something else, so I just switched that to kind of work that out. It may not be a problem for for anyone else, but so the Ace shop just gives sort of a better shop UI, you know, more options when you're comparing items and stuff. It'll show a lot more of the parameters for the item, and hopefully I can show you an example of all of this in game. I'll probably miss some of them. This is an item mod. Okay, so this is the item menu. So a lot of this is adjusting the menus. This is the adjust limits, so it lets you have more than 99 levels, have more than 9 billion gold. So this will let you start your level really high, or just sort of take some of the limits off the game. It's incredibly useful. There's probably a ton of ways to use it that I haven't even envisioned, but parameter bonus, this gives you like base stat growth for actors or classes, or even on weapons. It's pretty useful. You know, I've used it to kind of create really slow hit point curves, but compensate with 100 hit points a level, so that in the beginning you gain enough, and then the curve becomes gradually steeper and steeper, so you gain more hit points every level. And you can do that with any stat you want. So this is system options, so it gives you like volume options and some extra menu options. And then this is the enemy levels, so it's set to adjust enemy scaling. This is where you adjust most of the parameters, so I've got the hit points going up 50, a set 50, and a 60% per level. Magic points 10%. And, you know, I've had to make adjustments to these numbers over time based on, you know, gear progression, and when I added all the extra item slots, I had to increase the attack because I had more defense. So these numbers will take a little bit of tweaking to get right for your game, but in the end it makes you know, getting level appropriate enemies a lot easier. You still make some adjustments to the base stats of the monsters, but it's much less. The differences between my level 10 mobs and my level 20 mobs are very minute, but because of their level, it's actually quite extreme. So that is another very useful mod. And finally, the last one here is the message bus system. If you saw the example of my first boss in my game, it made some use of that. It's pretty simple to set up, but it does take a little bit of naming image files and whatnot to get it to work. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to demonstrate that in this video. So that took quite some time to go through them all, but I think we can try and just run a test run and try to give you some examples of some of these in game. So it looks like that might be part 3 of this video, so stay tuned. Thank you.